Six-figure systems. That's what we're going over today. Hopefully you can see it, but it goes over three things: organization, automation, and mindset. So we're gonna go over all that stuff as I continue to take pictures here on my photo setup. But basically, the first thing is organization. So I've sold 30,000 items on eBay, and the biggest thing that has helped me to do so is simply being organized, simply knowing what I want and building a system to get there. Honestly, it really comes down, like, it's really that simple. I could end the video right here just by saying that. But honestly, the biggest thing is making sure you are organized. Organization is key because organization allows you to see the flaws in your systems. And when you identify flaws and you fix them, that's how your system gets better. And I'll give you an example of this. So I am, self-employed. I'm my own boss. So I make my own schedule. So for the longest time, I would wake up, go straight to work, finish my work, and then go to the gym. But last year in March, I decided, let me try a new variation of this. Let me wake up, go to the gym, and then go to work. And so I switched this. And what happened was I went from finishing work around 5:30 every single day and getting home by 7 to finishing work at like 8 or 9 or later in the day. And so I just didn't really have any free time. And for the longest time, work was like pretty hard. But the thing about making money is making money should never be hard. Making money should be like breathing, right? It should be effortless. So people think, I'm broke because I don't know how to make money. But the truth is, you don't know how to make money. Wait. I'm sorry. Most people think, I'm broke, I need to make money. But the truth is that you're not making money because you're broke, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but basically, you can only have what you already have. So if you already believe that you are broke and you need to make money, you're not going to make money because it's not effortless. All of your actions are out of a need. They're out of a want. They're out of, basically like fear. So that's why they say the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Because the rich make money because they enjoy making money. They make money because they know how to make money. They love making money. Making money brings them happiness. So that's oftentimes why, people think, I'm doing everything correctly. I pray, I do this and that. Why am I still broke? It's because you have to give it to yourself before the world gives it to you. So I'm a very religious person. And in Acts 10:34, it says, I the Lord am no respecter of beings. Something along those lines. And what that means is God's not favoring anybody and he's not disfavoring anybody. And I'm saying this because I'm religious. God is like the sun. He shines everywhere. He shines on, positive thinking people, negative thinking people. The people that understand that God is infinite, understand that they can have anything they want as long as they give it to themselves. But most people think they got to pray to God and that's how they're going to get it. And so I know what you're thinking. What in the world does this have to do with organization? Well, your organization system needs to be simple. It needs to be effortless. You need to understand you don't need to make things complicated. You don't need to, I'm religious, but you don't need to pray about it. You don't need to suffer in your sleep about it. It just needs to be an effortless process. You need to be able to, know where everything is, know how to ship everything out, know what items you need to get. It must be very simple. And so my organization is simple. I use the box method and I have shelves. If you haven't checked out my warehouse, go check out the other videos I have posted. Pardon me, I need to get a box. But basically, I have boxes. I have poly labels, poly bags that are labeled in chronological order. And then I have shelves. And then it's very simple. I come in, take pictures of the items, put them in the bags, put the bags in the boxes, and put the boxes on the shelf. And so, with this very simple system, I'm able to do lots of work because it is simple. But say it was super complicated. Say I had QR codes and this, that, and the third, and I had to, climb a ladder and all of this stuff, my system wouldn't be simple and it would be so easy for it to fall apart. So the first thing is organization. And the first thing in organization is simplicity. So you need to make sure that your system is organized and it is simple. Now, the next big thing when it comes down to organization is you need to have a purpose. You need to know why you're doing everything. And so when it comes down to this, you need to organize everything basically to fulfill your desire. And what I mean by that is, say you're in your house, right? And you want to organize to make sure that you're optimizing space. You want to organize to make sure you're not losing packages. You want to organize to make sure that, your work and your life is separate. So understanding what you're organizing for and understanding the purpose of how you're organizing your systems is very important. And so when I say the word systems, this comes down to just priorities. This comes down to just how you work, how you perceive work. So what I mean by this is like waking up, eating breakfast, going to take pictures, going to do this, going to do that. The things that you do in a specific order, that is simply a system. So believe it or not, whether you intended for it or not, you have a system in place. Now, the important thing is your system optimal? Is your system efficient? Is your system organized? So answering all of those questions will allow you to understand, okay, I may not be doing the proper things that I want to do to get to the places where I want to go. Now, in understanding this, you have to understand, how do I say this? Although it is simple to have a bad system, it is also simple to have a good system. And how I intend to phrase this is like this. So you may think, my system is so bad. Why did I do this? Now I have to restart. Now I have to do this. Now I have to do that. Well, you simply got to your bad system. You simply created a bad system. So you need to learn how to simply fix your system. And what I mean by this is you don't need to stress about it. You just need to create opportunities to have a better system. And so you need to kind of just be fluent. You need to be able to breathe. You need to be able to understand that this is an effortless journey. You shouldn't be stressed out all the time, because if you're stressed out, then all of your actions are based around being stressed out, which is only going to create more stress. And believe me, I went through all of this. That's why I'm telling you. And that's why it's kind of hard for me to explain, because it's one of those things that once you go through the situation, it's a lot easier to understand what the situation was. So the first thing to the six-figure systems is organization, making sure that you create a simple, efficient, effortless system. And once you do that, you've completed the first step. Because once you have an effortless system, once you have a vehicle that can drive without any issues, all you need to do is get the fuel. All right? So the next thing when it comes to getting the fuel is automation. Automation is very simple. Automation is figuring out how your system is going to take place. And so what I mean by that is, if you sell clothes on eBay, automating is figuring out, okay, where am I going to get the clothes? How long is it going to take me to get the clothes? At what time can I get the clothes? Answering all of these questions and understanding you have a set automated automated system for your okay, I'm sorry, let me restart here. Automation is understanding everything is already in effect, right? So understanding, okay, this is where I get clothes, this is where I ship my items, this is how I do this is how I do that, and simply automating them by, once you have the system in place, you should be able to teach it, right? So later on down the line, if you desire to hire somebody, if you have a super complicated system that cannot be automated, then you're going to hire somebody and it will take you hours and hours to train them. And you may train them properly. Everything may be running smoothly, but now, say they quit or you have to fire them, you have to go through the process of training and hiring and putting on all those long hours into another individual. And of course, that's later on down the line if you're hiring somebody. That's just an example. So you need to make sure that your system is very simple, is very efficient. That way anybody can simply hop in and out of your system without any stress, right? Now, the next thing to understand about automation is your time isn't as valuable as you think, unfortunately. So the biggest mistake I've made is automating too soon, automating too fast, automating things that just simply didn't need to be automated, right? So something that I believe anybody can automate is listings, right? Listings are very automatable. Do I have a word? Automatable. Systems are very easy to automate. Listings are very easy to automate because you can simply hire a virtual assistant. But it all comes down to your listing goal when it comes to virtual assistants. And the reason that is because if you only have a listing goal of like 30 items, a virtual assistant may not be the best option simply because they're barely going to have any work. Maybe you have to hire them for like 4 hours and, maybe they're like gig and part-time. But honestly, a virtual assistant, in my opinion, is better for when you're doing like 50 plus listings every single day. But of course, you can still make it work however you want to make it work. And so virtual assistants to me were the best automations I ever made because it simply allowed me to go from sitting at my computer and having to list all day to only having to list for, an hour or two every single day without any problem. So that, in my opinion, is a good automation because in that automation, it saves me so much time and it is pretty effortless. It's not costing me a bunch of money because with a virtual assistant, I'm only paying $4 to $5, max $6 an hour. So to me, that is a good automation everybody can make because it is so simple and so affordable. But even in that automation, I messed up because when I first started, I was listing 150 plus items every single day. And then slowly, as I started to get better and better at eBay, I realized I was listing bad items. So what I had to do was I had to start listing less items. But then the amount of virtual assistants I had and the amount of hours and this, that, and the third got all messed up. So I ended overpaying for my virtual assistant's time, if that makes sense. But that only happened because I was automating too fast. I was automating without thinking. So when it comes to automation, the best thing to do is sit down and ask yourself, how much work am I willing to put in and how much work do I need to automate? So lots of people think, I hate taking pictures, so I'm just gonna hire somebody to take pictures. Well, if you take pictures for 4 hours every single day and you just hire somebody to take pictures for 4 hours every single day, well, what are you gonna now start doing that is going to start generating money? Because you have to understand there's no such thing as an exchange for something for nothing. So if you're exchanging money for their time, how are you going to exchange your now free time for more money, right? Because now you're responsible for them as well as yourself. So in understanding this, it is understanding that not all automations need to be made, but if an automation is made, it has to be done to the most simplest form. It cannot be done on the most extreme form because when you go extreme, you will get extreme results if everything goes properly, but you're also taking an extreme risk, right? And people say no risk, no reward, but there's such things as calculated risk. So I highly suggest, when it comes to the automation, when it comes to hiring, when it comes to all of those things, to make sure you're taking calculated risk. And the best way to do this is by simply making sure that all the tasks that you're doing are automatable, making sure that they are simple, making sure that they are not complex, and making sure that you can hop in and out of them at any single time. For example, if I hired somebody right now, they're working, something happens, they quit, I can easily hire somebody else, or I can easily start doing that task myself without any problem. But say my system was too complex and my automations were too complex, then if that person quit, I would almost be screwed because it's too complex. Now I got to figure things out. Now I have a huge problem. So it's very important when it comes to automation that you have a very simple system, a very simple ability to automate, and you just basically know what you are trying to accomplish, what is supposed to be getting done every single day, and how to automate things. Right? I hope that really makes sense, because automation is kind of the trickiest topic, because everybody wants to hire somebody, but nobody really understands that hiring somebody just really isn't as cheap as you think it is. And a lot less people can afford to hire people than you think, because people think about hiring people, but then they're not thinking about taxes. They're not thinking about L&I. They're not thinking about all of these things. All they're thinking about is, I want to get this task done, and I want it done as fast as possible, and I'm too lazy to do it myself. And trust me, I've thought that way too. But the best way to get past this is to understanding that automation is a tool. Automation is not something to basically lean on, or automation is just not something to play around with, if I can put it in simple terms. You need to make sure that automations are calculated. Automations are not basically over leveraged. You want to make sure that you're leveraging your automations correctly. But now the next thing is mindset. I really took a long time to explain automations, but I'll keep it pretty simple. Automate the tasks that are very simple and that you can exchange to make more money from. For example, listing. There's no point in spending 4 hours listing when you can spend 1 hour listing, and you can spend 3 hours sourcing better items or taking care of yourself. That is the simplest way I can put it. Now, the second thing is, don't automate tasks that you can do yourself that aren't going to make you more money. So, for example, if you have a listing goal of 30 items every single day and you take 30 pictures yourself, it'd be pretty dumb to hire somebody to only take 30 pictures, because oftentimes a listing goal of 30 is not big enough to, support you and another individual. Obviously, it depends on the ASP, but the moral of the story is, don't automate simply out of laziness. Automate only to increase the amount of money that you can make, and to increase the amount of time you have, and to increase the leverage in your operations. That is the best way to automate. Now, mindset, the next thing. Mindset is key. And honestly, in my current state of life, I understand mindset is literally everything. And honestly, I can preach this, but it's something that I struggle with myself, if I'm being honest. It is just something that I know, something that I need to start implementing, and something that I need to start living by. Now, the big thing for me at 19 years old is making money is not a struggle to me, if I'm being honest, right? Now, there may be ups and downs, there may be road bumps, but at the end of the day, it's not a struggle to me, because I understand how to make systems, how to organize, and how to put key things in place, and how to set goals and reach goals. right? So making money isn't an issue to me. Things that are issues to me, gaining weight, work-life balance, things like that. But what comes down to is you cannot have what you do not already have. You have to give it to yourself before the world gives it to you. You need to be fulfilled before the fulfillment comes. You need to be enlightened before enlightenment. And what I mean by this is you cannot say, I'm going to do W in order to get Y. And what I mean by that is saying, I'm going to do this to get that, to feel this, right? You cannot say, I'm going to get money, then I'm going to feel happy. It has to be, I feel happy because I enjoy making money, and I enjoy making money because it makes me happy, right? You have to say, I'm going to make money because I enjoy making money. Now I'm going to make money because I am broke. I tried to say this earlier, but most people think I am broke because I do not make any money. But the truth is, you do not make any money because you are broke. And what I mean by that is because all of your actions are based around, I am broke, I need to make money. So all of your actions are based around fear and scarcity, when all of your actions should actually be based around, I enjoy making money, so I'm going to do this. And what I mean by that is a rich person never says, I'm going to go to work 9-10 hours because I don't have any money and I need to do this and I need to get that. And if I don't do this, I'm not going to have that. The rich person says, I'm going to go to work and make money because I enjoy making money. I enjoy solving problems. I enjoy completing this set task. And when the rich person says that to themselves, they go and they enjoy their work and they enjoy making money and they continue to make money. But when the rich person says, I don't feel like making money right now, I want to take a break, I want to relax, they simply sit down, take a break, and relax because they understand that they can make money at any point in their life, no matter what, no matter where. But the broke person says, I don't have any money, so I need to do this and I need to do that. And although I don't like this job, I need to take this job to make this money. And once I make this money, I'm going to feel like X. And I'm going to feel like X because I'm going to do Y. And once I do Y and I get the results, I'm going to feel like X. But that just doesn't make sense. Why would you do something that you don't enjoy to do to get to a place of feeling? Why would you do something that doesn't give you enlightenment in order to feel enlightenment? Does that make sense? Why would you do something that doesn't make you happy in order to feel happy? That just doesn't even make any sense, right? So, what you need to do is take a step back and realize, okay, if all of my actions are based upon fear, fear is the only thing that I'm going to get. I'm inherently manifesting what I'm going to get. That's like how John F. Kennedy said, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And so I know what you're saying, what does this have to do with eBay? What's that have to do with this and that? So if you're constantly in fear, oh, why am I getting no views on my page? Why is the algorithm not rewarding me? Why this, why that? You have to understand that you're creating that scenario in your head. So the way I said before, God is no respecter of beings, right? We're going to extrapolate this to eBay. eBay is no respecter of beings. eBay just wants to know who is doing what correctly and how are they doing it. Who is consistent, who is fulfilling their orders, who is listing every single day, who is shipping on time, who is having good customer engagement, who is doing all of these things. And they aren't rewarding them. They are simply giving them traffic because that's what makes them the most amount of money. So think about it this way. Why is eBay going to give traffic to somebody who doesn't make them any money? That doesn't even make sense, because what you have to understand is that attention costs, right? Attention is not free these days. Everybody is paying to get somebody's attention. That's why there's advertisement, that's why there's social media, that's why there's X, Y, and Z, because attention costs. So why is eBay going to give their attention to somebody who is not doing the things that they need to do. And here is a very easy way to know if you're doing what you need to do. What is your sell-through rate? If you have less than a 50% sell-through rate and you're not above like at least a 3,000 item store, then I'm telling you right now, you're doing something wrong. The sell-through rate is the most important thing. There's no point of having hundreds of items up and none of them sold. It just doesn't make any sense. You need to have a good sell-through rate. Sell-through rate is very important. My sell-through rate, as of right now, isn't as good as I want it to be. And that's for a simple reason. I want to get to a 5,000 item store, run a good markdown sale, and then fix my sell-through rate. The reason I want to get to a 5,000 item store is because all my bills are paid. So I'm not really worried about the money. All I'm worried about is getting to my goal, accomplishing something, and then doing a markdown sale. Because what is going to happen is because I'm winning, I'm going to continue to win. That's why I say, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So if you continue to win, you will continue to win. But if you continue to lose, you will continue to lose, right? So having a bad sell-through rate simply should tell you why eBay's not giving you traffic. Because if nobody wants to buy your items, eBay's not saying, hey, go buy this person's item. And then that person is going to buy the item. That's not how it works. What's happening is this person says, hey, I want to buy this item. Hey, I'm willing to pay this price. Who has this type of store? So where I can go, find what I want, purchase it, and get it delivered to my doorstep without any problems. And if I do have a problem, I can return it. Who is this person? eBay? And eBay will say, well, this person has delivered time and time again, has sold 30,000 items. So this is the person you're looking for. The person will look at somebody like my store and decide, okay, I'm going to purchase this item because it's the item I desire for a good price and they have a good reputation. Now, someone with 50% sell-through rate, somebody who's not listing consistently, somebody who's not shipping on time. Now, the person may come across their store, but because they don't have all the traction and they don't have a good desired page, the person's just simply not going to buy from them. They don't have good photos, they don't have good feedback, they're not top rated plus, all of those things. The person's not, eBay's not going to send that person to that person's page, and the person's going to see that page and not be intrigued and not buy the item. And what happens is people, if you're watching this video and this is starting to sound like you, what happens is we say, why is eBay doing this? Should I delist and relist all my items? How come that this is happening to me and not to them? How come? Why me? Why me? How come this keeps on happening? And the truth is you're doing it to yourself because you're not being consistent. You're not winning. You are not doing the things that you need to do to continue to be successful. All of your actions are based around the fact that you believe that, you are not doing the right thing. When all of your actions need to be based around the fact that you are. And what I mean by this is if you say, hey, should I delist and relist all my items because eBay is not giving me any traffic? Then all of your actions are based around the fact that you believe eBay is not giving you any traffic. But if you list every single day and eBay is giving you traffic, then you would say, hey, I'm going to continue to list every single day because when I do, eBay gives me traffic. And then you're going to say, hey, I'm going to do a markdown sale because when people see that I have better prices than my competitors, people buy items from me and eBay continues to give me traffic. So before, your actions were based around the fact that you believe eBay is not going to give me traffic, so I need to do X, Y, and Z for eBay to give me traffic. But when you shift to the fact that, okay, eBay does give me traffic, and I need to continue doing X so that eBay continues giving me traffic, then you start to make progress. And I hope this makes a lot of sense, but I'm not sure if it does. But the simple thing is, you need to start winning. And when you continue winning, you need to continue to win. But when you start losing, you have to understand that the reason you're losing is because you're allowing yourself to lose, and you're going to continue to lose if you take the same actions that you're taking to lose. And so How this can best be explained is whenever you're winning, continue to do the things that you're doing to win. Whenever you're losing, do not continue to do the things that you're doing to lose. And so, if you're continually delisting and relisting items, and you think, yes, this is working, I promise you it's not. The best thing you can do is to just list items. The best thing you can do is just answer all of your your customer service complaints. The best things you can do is to do markdown sales, to be engaged on the eBay app, to send offers to buyers. All of the things that I go over in my prior video. Those are the best things to do because those things are based around winning. Those things are based around conversions. Those things are based around what eBay likes to see. And there's all a mindset thing because once you continue to win, once you win, you'll continue to win. But once you lose, you'll continue to lose. And when you're losing, don't think that the reason you're losing is because of eBay. It's because, I'm not highly favored. Or because this, that, and the third. But understand that you are losing because you're being a loser. Unfortunately, I don't mean to say that in a negative way, but it is really the truth. Alright? So, if this sounds like you, then, this will solve your problem. I'm not getting any traffic to eBay. Nobody is buying my items. I have a bad sell-through rate, which is less than 50%, and I have less than $1,000 in the store. I'm not making the amount of money I need to make. Now, if this sounds like you, that's okay. But if this also sounds like you, then it's not okay. I have a lot of items I need to list. I don't list every single day. I don't ship out on time. I don't answer my customer service questions. I don't do markdown sales. And I don't constantly put up new inventory every single day. If that sounds like you, then the reason you're losing is because you're not doing those things. It is not because eBay is not favoring you. It is because you are not doing the things that eBay needs you to do in order for them to give you traffic, in order for your items to sell. Especially if you have that less than 50% sell-through rate. That is huge because, if your items aren't selling, that should tell you that you don't have, your items are either not priced correctly or you don't have good items. But everything will sell at a certain price. Everything has a perfect price at 90 days. Now it's just all about figuring out what that price is. And that's why the markdown sales are so handy. Someone may want to buy your item, but it was up for $100 for 90 days. And that same person has been watching your items. Well, imagine if you just made it $75. Then the person might have offered you $60. And you could have sold that item within a week. But instead, you waited 90 days. And now, that person still hasn't even bought the item at $100. And so, the thing is, you have to understand that time is money. And when you're getting these items for close to nothing, you need to be able to let them go. You can't be so attached to an item. If you get an item for $1, why are you so mad that, you put it up for $100 and somebody offered you $85? And you say, they lowballed me. It's not a lowball. That is a great offer. Even if they offered you $50, if you're in the position where you need money, it would make sense to accept that offer simply because you got the item for $1. So you need to understand with this mindset stuff, you need to win to continue to win. And all of your actions need to be based around winning, not losing. There's nothing to fear besides fear itself. And if you have the fear of losing, then that is what has gotten you. That fear. Because that fear is now controlling all of your actions. And when your actions are based upon fear, the only thing that you're going to get is fear itself. So, I've done this multiple times, but if your actions are based around losing, you're going to continue to lose. If your actions are based around winning, you're going to continue to win. So, when you are losing, do not say, I am losing, I'm going to do X. When you're losing, say, I'm losing because I'm not doing X. So, I'm going to do X so I can start winning. And once I start winning, doing X, I'm going to continue to do X. But if you're losing and you say, I'm losing because of eBay, I'm losing because of the algorithm, I'm losing because of this, that, and third, then you have to understand that you are the problem. not the algorithm. The algorithm favors anybody who plays the game correctly. And it's really just that simple. So, with that being said, that's the conclusion of my video. And I know in this video it's kind of hard to follow along because it bounces from place to place, from, topic to topic. I connect a bunch of different things, but I'm just trying to figure out how to make these YouTube videos. And yeah, this is just raw, and this is really just how my brain works. So if you like videos like this, check out my free eBay school community. Maybe there may be people in there that you can connect with that will help you. But besides that, that is it for this video.